Former President Trump doubling down on his promise to end a significant financial burden for millions of service workers if he's elected this November. Watch.
And I will eliminate taxes on tips for restaurant workers and hospitality workers and anyone else relying on tips. No more taxes on tips.
So how would this work? Here to react, the Big Money Show co-host Brian Brenberg. Brian, so good to have you here.
Morning.
I want to talk about how it works, but it's just interesting to me because it's a play for Nevada. It's a play for young people.
Right.
We had Patrick Murphy, a Democrat, on the show. He's talking about the stock market, and Donald Trump's talking to the working class. He's talking about tips. That's what really matters to people.
And he's talking about people keeping more of their own money instead of what Biden's always talking about, which is I'm going to take your money and give it to college graduates so they can pay off their
or
debt.
Illegal immigrants.
Or illegal immigrants. He's always moving your money somewhere else, and Trump's like, you just keep more of your money. You earn tips, you should keep it. And I like the tone of it, right?
Me too.
I want everybody to keep more money. I want all wage earners to keep more money. But if he wants to start with tips, fine by me.
How does it work? So people are obligated to report their tips. I'm assuming a lot of people don't, but they could go after you. And there's like 90,000 more IRS agents right now.
Well, yeah, that's the scary part if you're not reporting your tips. And the estimate is like maybe 45% of taxable tip income is not reported right now.
Right.
So it's already kind of one of those things a lot of people dodge. But yeah, you have to report it every month to your employer and say, here's how much I made so that they can withhold your payroll tax and Social Security, Medicare. That would change. You just wouldn't report it to your employer. You would keep the cash and it would be yours.
And now Trump also talking about potentially, getting rid of the income tax. I mean, he's just talking to people where they're at right now.
Yeah, well, he's just taking people who are their wallets are drained, and he's like, why don't I just put more of that money back in your wallets? I think that's a political winner versus all the redistribution and socialism Biden talks about.
Well, talking about spending a lot of money and people's wallets dry, going to Disney these days is super expensive. So listen to this: nearly 50% of parents with young children take on debt in order to go to the theme park. This is 45% of parents with young kids. The average debt incurred going to Disney World is almost $2,000. So first of all, the park has gotten outrageous. I think it's become like the park for the elitists or the working class who's taking on debt in order to give their kids these experiences.
I just would not want to take on debt to go to Disney. We went there 2 years ago with our kids. Okay, we had to do this life experience thing.
Of course.
I just don't think it's worth it. Like if you can't
if you were 12, Brian, you would.
No, it was. Here's what we did.
5.
We did Disney World, and then we did one of those like regional theme parks later in the summer.
Yeah.
And the value was so much better at the regional theme park. You waited in line less. The rides were awesome.
Yeah.
It was cheaper. I mean, Disney is not the family park anymore.
No, well, exactly. Like at the Bippity Boppity Boo Salon, they had like a bearded fairy godmother, which was horrible. So, yeah, they're going super woke and they're super expensive. It's not good.
You want to pay for the bearded fairy godmother? Like, don't go into debt to pay for the bearded fairy godmother. There are better ways to spend your money. That's the lesson of this segment.
Maybe go to Dollywood.
There you go. That would be awesome. Or almost anything else, Rachel.
I'm a Disney girl. I love it. I still am wishing they would go back to the way they used to be, and we could do a wholesome vacation there, and they could lower their prices. But I'm living in a fantasy world, and I'm in Biden world.
And their fantasy world is very different from yours nowadays. So maybe find something else.
Oh, Brian, great having you on.
Good to
Thanks
see
for
you.
breaking all of that down. You can be sure to watch The Big Money Show with Brian Brenberg weekdays at 1 p.m. on Fox Business.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.